Hey, Ramon, Kelsey, congratulations on the baptism of your daughter, Vanessa Evelyn. What a wonderful day that you and the family have today. And it's kind of neat because you get to bring in family and friends. Maybe some folks traveled a little bit of a distance. Got a great day today. We'll have a chance to begin our baptism in just a couple of minutes after the homily. So believe me, the homily will be brief. Don't worry about that. But, it's interesting because, you probably sent out invitations, and then there's invitations, there's this welcome. Okay, and the invitation, maybe you got on the phone, you kind of tapped out a message like on email, maybe you sent a little card in the mail. Okay, that part's the easier part. That's the invitation part. The welcome comes when people come. The welcome comes when you kind of draw them into your home. The welcome comes when maybe you invite them to join you in prayer right here today to celebrate the sacrament. The welcome comes when maybe you're at home and you're spending a little time together, and there's the exchange of stories and conversations about family and friends. And that takes a little more putting yourself into that, right? I mean, you're talking about things from the heart, and they're telling you about things from the heart, and that's really good. Part of who we are as a people who gather as church, we're a people of invitation and welcome. And the invitation part sometimes is easy. The invitation is like having the sign on the lawn that tells you what time Mass is. The invitation might be, say, taking home the newsletter that's got information about something that's coming up, or you read it on the parish website, things like that. But the welcome part goes deeper. The welcome part is, say, part of how you make people feel part of what's going on. Like, for example, in the gospel today, you have the experience, let's say, of Jesus sending 72 out, not the 12, but not just an inner circle, but another, say, a larger outer circle to go out and to share the word. And hey, Jesus, what do we do when we get to these towns? Well, you kind of knock on doors and people will kind of bring you in. But what do you ask? You say to them, peace be on this house. There's that exchange that begins right there. It's not just invitation, it's part of the welcome. I extend the peace of Jesus to you. You receive that peace, we come together. And that's really wonderful. And we look at this today, for example, with young Vanessa. She's going to be receiving the peace of Christ, the grace and the love of God, the gifts of the Holy Spirit, and the experience of baptism. And it reminds us, too, of our ongoing responsibility as believers in Jesus, sisters and brothers of Jesus, that people who form church together, that we welcome one another, and we welcome one another in lots of ways. Like, for example, let's say, you probably in another week or two, you'll get a chance to see some of the new priests who are coming into our network. I think you had a chance to meet Father Paul McDonald with Father Jay recently. You'll get a chance to meet Father Pat Rice coming in too. As Father Kyle and I transition, we have two other priests who are transitioning in. You're probably thinking, how can we welcome them? In turn, they're thinking, how can I welcome you? There's this exchange of faith we come in together. All these good things. It says something about who we are as a community, because it's not just offering people its invitation, it's going that next step, where we take that invitation and really become very heartfelt and personal about it. Just like we do in exchanging the sacrament today, we also are a living sacrament for one another. Like on these hot days, have you looked in on one of your neighbors, maybe who's been sick lately? On these hot days, you've been attentive maybe to some homebound friends down the street. What are we doing for each other? On days, let's say, when it's been very, very busy, are we reaching out to each other? Are we inviting one another to come, say, for a walk in the evening? Are we inviting people to stop, say, for a piece of watermelon in the backyard after dinner? Little things we do for each other to make things very, very deep and heartfelt. And we think about the ways in which Jesus would do that he would walk with people and listen to people and dine with people, and we would exchange. He would give word, and folks would listen, and they would get together, and people would act on that word. What can we do as God's people to go and act on the word he gives us, to be his people in the world? Indeed, very good things going on, not just when we invite people, but when we go that next step, that deeper step, and make welcome become the next step in invitation. Just like for little Vanessa, we're offering her invitation. Now we talk about welcome. The ways in which, let's say, parishes make their young families feel very, very much part of things. And the ways in which young families share their life and their faith with each other. We offer things to each other all the time. Just as Jesus offered to us, he also invited us to share with one another. Hey, let us rejoice and be glad as we celebrate sacrament tonight for the newest member of our community.